Hello again, folks, ladies. This is going to be another pretty serious video on my feelings on Pixel Gun and its state. I'm kind of becoming synonymous with that right now, as I probably bet y'all can inquire. But it's great. Ugh, my tongue, mixing up words. As I was about to say, let's get straight into it. Our first topic of today: Veterans Chest. Or should I say, Pity Chest. Now, where should I even start? Oh, yes, my favorite punching bag, the coins. Please explain to me why the highest amount of coins we can get out of this is 38. I'm genuinely curious on whose decision that was, because, excuse me if I'm wrong, but I can grind for 7 games and get that exact amount of coins fairly easily. So how is that supposed to be a substantial reward in any way? I have no clue. And why is it further decreased to a possibility of you getting only 22, which only requires, what, 4 or 5 games of grinding? Or 30, which only probably takes about 6 games of grinding, considering you get about 5 coins every game, depending if you win. Because if you don't win, you can easily get 4. I don't get it. Also, 8 gems. What dent is that supposed to make in my gem counter? Like, I'm genuinely curious. How much closer is that ever going to get me to ever being able to get a weapon? All right? 8 gems? Seriously? You do realize that the veteran chest takes about, what, 20 games to fill it all the way up? Considering if you use boosters or not, because if you don't use boosters, yeah, a good 20 games. Having said that, $20 games? For this? Really? I know Pixel Gun has always kind of been unfair with the rewards it's given, but I'm at max level. This is a veteran's chest. Something only veterans, people who have gotten to max, have a chance of unlocking and opening. This is how you treat your veterans? Giving them scraps? Absolute scraps? 8 gems? Whoa, thank you for the handout. Like, seriously? If this can give me 30 gems every day for absolute free, why can't this give me 50 gems on average from my endless grinding? Show a little bit of gratitude. Show a little bit of, well, I don't know, consideration. Because it takes a pretty good while to fill that up all the way continuously. I don't even have all of the weapons yet. And I've been on this game for years. So that says something about how tiring it is to constantly get 500 and never being able to go past that. But the rewards I get for that is a measly 8 gems. Or a measly number of coins. Like, it should be criminal the amount of coins and gems we actually get in something called the Veterans Chest. You don't deserve to be called the Veterans Chest, yet you hand out 8 gems. That shouldn't even be a possibility. 10 gems at the very least. But 8? Wow. You must be afraid of 2-digit numbers. Like, why was it so hard just to turn that into 10 gems and then move on with your coding? I don't get it, okay? I don't get it. Also, another thing. Whose bright idea was it to add graffiti to the veterans chest? Okay? Who coded the veterans chest? Who decided which rewards were in it? Because whoever did it, you're one sick person, okay? You're sick. You must love watching people suffer, okay? Because tell me how some graffiti is veteran chest level of worthy of being there. Don't worry, I'll wait. Okay, time's up. Simple answer to that question, there is no justification. No justification at all. There's no conceivable way you can justify that. Like, how do you consider graffiti, literal graffiti, paint, useless, no damage perks, nothing, worthy of being in the veterans chest? That we need to grind 20 games just to open once. What does a greedy what what does graffiti do for me in battle? That's a genuine question. What, is it just there for me to style on my opponents and brag? To intimidate them that, ooh, look at my graffiti. It's so dark. It's so cool. Be afraid. Like, no, get out of here. The graffiti is not doing a thing. It's not intimidating no one. Like, not to mention you have the audacity to only get 8 parts to it. Like, you really want it to screw people over, huh? Instead of giving some parts to a valuable weapon, they get parts to some measly graffiti that has no effect and no perks whatsoever than looking cool. And even that is subjective. Who did this? Who put graffiti in the top chest? Who did it? Hang them, lynch them, guillotine them, draw and quarter them. YouTube, don't take this out of context. I'd really appreciate it if I didn't get striked. Anywho, insanity. Insanity. Absolute insanity. There's no justification for that. No justification. I refuse to hear any justification for graffiti being in the veterans chest. Okay? I can't. Okay? I just can't. Let's move on. Okay? Let's move on to an arguably even more strenuous topic. Prices. Now, prices in this game have always been unfair. Mostly because of the devs, go figure. But, yeah, they've always been pretty cheaply cheap. I mean that in a figurative way. Definitely not in a literal, because they're not cheap by any means. Please explain to me why it takes hundreds of games. You heard me right. Hundreds of games just to upgrade one weapon that is legendary grade all the way to level 65 with coins. Please explain to me how that's balanced, how that's fair. And $1 million question, how new players at the game are supposed to keep up with that. All right? I can 100% promise you they don't have time to endlessly get their butt kicked by people spamming Galactic Treasurer and people spamming Wave Pulsar while trying to get enough coins so they can upgrade their Hellraiser. Like, what? You can't be serious right now. You can't genuinely expect new players to grind that many games and upgrade. And even if they don't want to do that, spend their precious gems on upgrading this fully. Oh, and don't even get me started on gems when it comes to the armory, because you have 5 categories. You need a weapon in each one that you can rely on, meaning that if your deck is fully loaded out with epic weapons, that's easily 500 gems out of the gate. Now, top on the fact that most people start with rare armor at level 65. Well, that's a good 65 coins that you're going to have to pay to max that out. And the crazy part about that is that this is not even good armor. So there's that. Oh, and also mythical armor. Imagine new players having to upgrade that, keep up with that. It's almost as if the devs don't like new players having their hands on mythical weapons, because they make mythical weapons so insanely unfair and impossible to consistently upgrade as you level up. It's almost as if you're supposed to stick with rare weapons, stick with epic weapons, and maybe, just maybe, stick with 1 or 2 legendary weapons. But God forbid you get a mythical weapon, the next 2 levels you upgrade, you won't be able to pay for it. That's just insanity. Absolute insanity. There's no excuse for it. We haven't even gotten into the concept of gadgets yet, which are also crazy expensive. Why is it 275 coins just to upgrade it once? Make that make sense. 175 to max it out completely. Not too bad, honestly, but still a hefty amount of gems. Like, I don't know. All right? I don't know. It's unbalanced. I mean, it's possible. I mean, look at me now. I'm level 65. I have the weapons I want at level 65 due to grinding, getting lucky, being lazy, and just throwing away my gems. But it was a tedious process, and that's the point. There's no reason upgrading weapons should be that hard. There's no excuse for them being as expensive as they are. Bottom line. But nothing has changed. That's the truth of the matter. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Also, another thing. Weapon rarity upgrades. Now, explain to me why it takes 300 gems to upgrade an epic weapon to legendary, but a whopping 900 gems to upgrade a legendary to mythical. However, a mythical weapon just by itself is about 700 gems, 500 gems. So you're telling me upgrading a weapon to mythical is more valuable than a mythical weapon by itself? How much sense does that make? Don't worry, I'll wait. Time's up. I'll answer that for you. No sense. No sense at all. In no universe is an already mythical weapon less expensive than upgrading a legendary weapon to mythical. That makes no sense. And Pixel Gun, don't think I didn't notice that gap. Why did it go all the way from 300 gems to 900? That is a 600 gem gap. For rare weapons to epic weapons, that's only a 200 gem gap. So please explain to me why you made it a whopping 600 gem gap for legendary weapons. That doesn't make any sense at all. I understand it has to be more expensive, but why buy a whole 600 gems? Who has time to be willy-nilly just buying mythical upgrades on weapons? You have to grind for months just to get enough gems to upgrade one lottery legendary weapon to myth, or any legendary weapon, which is insanity. Absolute insanity. It's nowhere near worth the price. The trader's van, weapons at max, the most expensive I've seen weapons in there was about 900 gems. Okay? But that was for the mythical, actually no, the weapon itself and its upgrade all the way to mythical. Like, for example, there was this one weapon in there once upon a time. I think it was called the Aphrodite crossbow. Great weapon. I bought it. It's good. But it was like, if my memory serves me correct, it was about 900 gems if you didn't have the weapon, and only about 300 gems if you had the weapon. So it was only 300 gems for a mythical upgrade in the trader's van. It was by default a legendary weapon. Here it is. The Aphrodite crossbow. Great weapon, honestly. Very good, very solid. But it was only 300 gems for people who already had the crossbow, and 900 gems for people who didn't have it and for the upgrade. Meaning that to get a whole weapon and then have it automatically upgraded to the highest rarity is equal to upgrading one legendary weapon to myth. So you're telling me I can get a whole weapon for free and a maxed out upgrade from the trader's van? But this has the nerve to be 900 gems just to upgrade a weapon you already have. Keyword, already. You already have it. So why is it that expensive? It took 900 gems for you to get the Aphrodite crossbow and on top of that, the full upgrade. So explain to me, when you already have the weapon, it's still 900 gems. That makes no sense. In no world, in no amount of fiction, real or non-real, should a legendary weapon be a whole 900 gems to upgrade. 600 gem gap is crazy. Absolute insanity. Okay? There's no justification for that. None at all. But I digress. Devs aren't going to see this anyway. But hey, Hopefully, y'all watching can spread the word. Maybe the devs will, I don't know, realize this, decrease the prices, just to make new people who play this game have an easier time. I mean, there's a reason people quit. Not that I'm planning to at all. Free play is still free play is still worth staying for. I'll say that much. That game mode easily carries this game on its back. Free play and team fight definitely carry this game. But we're getting into simple semantics now. I'll see y'all later. Peace.